In a life-or-death struggle, a brave German Shepherd found itself trapped in the crushing coils of a giant snake. With every second counting, a skilled rescue team raced against time to save the dog. But would they make it in time? You won't believe what happened next. It was a peaceful afternoon when the rescue team received the call. The sun hung high in the sky, casting a golden glow over the park as the air carried the fresh scent of grass and earth. A calm, almost idyllic scene. Yet, everything was about to change. The call was urgent. A German Shepherd had been trapped by a massive snake in a local park, and the situation was critical. The rescue team, well-versed in handling dangerous wildlife, knew that every second counted. The dog's life was hanging by a thread, and it was up to them to save it. The team quickly sprang into action, gathering their gear and heading toward the park with determination. The tranquil scene outside belied the chaos that was unfolding within. As they approached the park, the stakes became all too real. The clock was ticking, and the fate of the German Shepherd lay in their hands. As the rescue team arrived at the park, the peaceful scene they had imagined quickly vanished. The sounds of children playing and birds chirping were replaced by a heavy, tense silence. The air seemed thick with urgency as they approached the area where the dog had been reported trapped. There, in the center of a quiet clearing, was the German Shepherd, its body wrapped tightly in the suffocating coils of a massive snake. The giant python, well over 15 feet long, had already secured its grip, its muscular body constricting around the helpless dog with deadly force. The shepherd's breathing was labored, each exhale more shallow than the last. The snake's body was tightly wound, its jaws hovering dangerously close to the dog's head. The rescue team's hearts raced as they assessed the situation. The snake's powerful coils weren't just a threat, they were a ticking time bomb. Every second the dog remained trapped was another second closer to suffocation. The team leader, an experienced wildlife rescue expert, gave a sharp order to the group. They had no time to waste. With every step they took toward the snake, the tension grew. The snake's eyes flicked toward them, its body shifting uneasily, but it didn't release its hold on the dog. The German Shepherd's eyes, wide with fear, locked onto the team, its body still struggling in vain against the crushing pressure. The dog was clearly exhausted, its strength draining fast, yet it refused to give up. As the team positioned themselves to act, one of the members tried to calm the shepherd with a soft voice. But the real battle was just beginning. Every move had to be calculated, and one wrong slip could lead to disaster. The clock was ticking, and the danger was growing with each passing second. The rescue team, fully aware of the danger they were facing, moved with a sense of urgency and precision. One member slowly inched closer to the snake, keeping a sharp eye on its every move. The giant python's body was wrapped so tightly around the German Shepherd that it seemed almost impossible to free the dog without provoking the snake. The situation was dire. Any sudden movement could send the snake into a defensive frenzy, potentially striking the rescuers, or worse, the dog. "Stay calm," the team leader whispered, guiding his colleagues into position. One by one, they positioned themselves around the snake, creating a barrier. They knew the snake wouldn't let go of its prey willingly, so the first step was to gently loosen its coils. A delicate balance was required. The last thing they needed was to agitate the predator. With one rescuer distracting the snake, carefully using a long stick to keep it focused on the threat in front of it, the others began to work on uncoiling the python. Slowly and methodically, they started prying apart the massive coils. It was a painstaking process, each coil wrapped tighter than the last. The pressure around the dog's chest had to be released carefully to avoid internal injury. The German Shepherd, nearly limp from the constriction, was fighting to stay conscious. Its body trembled with exhaustion, but there was still a flicker of life in those terrified eyes. The team worked quickly but cautiously, carefully releasing the snake's grip inch by inch. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they managed to loosen the last coil. The dog was free, but the mission wasn't over yet. One rescuer lifted the German Shepherd to safety, while another, with the utmost care, pulled the snake away, ensuring it didn't pose an immediate threat. The team, out of breath but relieved, quickly made their way back to their vehicle, the dog now safely in their arms. But there was no time to celebrate yet. The real battle had only just begun, the fight to save the dog's life. Once the German Shepherd was freed from the snake's deadly grip, the rescue team didn't hesitate. For a second, they rushed the dog to their vehicle, carefully cradling its limp body. The dog's breathing was shallow, its fur matted with sweat, and its body bruised from the constriction. It was clear the snake's coils had done significant damage, and the team feared the worst. As the team drove at breakneck speed to the nearest veterinary clinic, the dog's condition worsened. It was still alive, but its pulse was weak, and it struggled to keep its eyes open. The team worked together, keeping the dog as stable as possible, but there was no guarantee. The snake's powerful grip had put the shepherd in critical condition. Arriving at the clinic, the team was met by a group of vets who were ready and waiting. The dog was whisked away, placed on a table, and immediately hooked up to an IV. The clinic staff worked quickly, assessing the damage, broken ribs, internal bruising, and the pressure marks from the snake's constriction. It was clear the dog had been lucky to survive, but there was still a long road ahead. The minutes ticked by as the team waited for the news. The tension was unbearable. Finally, the vet came into the waiting room with a tired but hopeful smile. "The dog's going to make it," she said. "It's a miracle." The rescue team let out a collective sigh of relief. Their mission had succeeded. Against all odds, the German Shepherd had survived.